Welcome to another episode of Replay, everybody. I'm Kyle Hillier here with Brian Shea.
Hey, I'm excited to play the latest and greatest video games that are out for the best Nintendo consoles.
Right. This is admittedly... Okay, we're playing Super Mario Galaxy 2. We're just doing a one-off. We're not going to play the whole game or anything. In fact, I have a save file where we can just kind of jump around to levels. I would love for the chat to kind of say, hey, let's go check out this thing. I'm totally open to that. But this is kind of, I don't know, do you feel like we're stretching here to like call this like a kind of a Tears of the Kingdom thing?
I mean, I would say it's stretching to call it kind of a Tears of the Kingdom thing, but it is on the trend, which the way you explained it was, it is a direct sequel that Nintendo put out for one of its flagship franchises.
Yes, which is like, after I said that, I was like, well, all the Pikmins are direct sequels, all the Splatoons are direct sequels. You know, maybe it's not that weird, but for Mario and Zelda specifically, they're two big superstar franchises. The house that Nintendo built, you know, Mario and Zelda, those games don't get a lot of direct sequels.
You're right. There's no such thing as Super Mario Bros. 2 or Super Mario Bros. 3 or New Super Mario Bros. 2.
But even that, though, New Super Mario Bros. 2 is closer, but like Mario to Mario 2 to Mario 3, like each of those are pretty distinct. Like that typical Nintendo thing of like, we're gonna kind of rethink the whole thing for the sequel. But this to me, Mario Galaxy 2, and then now Tears of the Kingdom, to me, within Mario and Zelda are like the two examples of games that are like truly, we had way more ideas than we were able to fit in one game. We're gonna make a proper sequel. Like,
Yeah.
I don't feel like that. Even Majora's Ocarina to Majora's doesn't really feel like a proper sequel. It feels like they were trying something new. So like I said, maybe I'm stretching a little bit. Maybe I'm just looking for an excuse to play Super Mario Galaxy 2. I don't think anyone's going to complain about that.
They might. People on the internet find a lot of reasons to complain about stuff.
That is true. I'm going to try to my volume.
Yeah. Yeah, we are getting some comments in the chat that the music is a little loud and the audio for second cam, which I'm assuming is you, is a little bit low.
Turn up the mic.
But yeah, I mean, the thing about these games is that like this and Tears of the Kingdom very much fall into the same camp of like, yes, they had way too many ideas to squeeze into one game, and that was ultimately what Eiji Aonuma and Hidemaru Fujibayashi, when I talked to them. God, was that last week? Yeah, that was last Thursday. I talked to them. It really is, and that was what they told me. It was like, hey, we had all these ideas that were kind of left over, and we got them all out in Tears of the Kingdom. And like, you know, there was the result of some stuff that got cut from Breath of the Wild, and then also some stuff that they came up with after the fact.
So, like I said,
hey,
go ahead, Brian. I'm sorry.
Oscar Rijo from Jersey City, New Jersey, checking in, originally from Dominican Republic and has autism, is how he introduced himself. And hello, thank you so much for joining us, Oscar Rijo.
Yeah, Oscars are around all the time. We're always using the streams on screen.
Oh, awesome.
So this, how do you feel about Mario Galaxy?
I love Mario Galaxy. I actually have more affection probably for the first game, but I think maybe I acknowledge that it's just because I played it more when it was like in its heyday. Still getting some comments that maybe the audio is a little off.
Audio is a little off. So explain.
Oh boy, Cassiopeia Games says he is also low, which I'm assuming referring to me.
Okay. Can you turn yourself up in Discord, Brian? I do want to get this right.
Let's see. All right. Cam 1 is fine, so I'm assuming meaning you.
Cam 3 is just a silent Rosalina, who I've decided to bring into this so she could finally experience Mario Galaxy 2. She wasn't around for the first one. I'm sorry, she was around for the first one, not around for the second. I will note that. But yeah, no, I want to get the sound right. See, I'm getting conflicting reports. Game audio is fine. Cam 1 is fine, which is Brian. Cam 2 is So it camped. I'm still low, I guess, is what I'm hearing. Boost myself some more. Let's boost it some more.
Okay, yeah. That is the response is yes. You are correct, Kyle, that you seem to be a little low.
I'm trying to boost myself. Okay, let's see. How's that? Is that good? Kind of
It looks and
into
sounds
the
like
red a little bit. Can barely hear Cam 2 and 3 better. Okay. Much better. Okay.
okay.
So we'll stick with this, and happy.
After this level, maybe we can reevaluate if things. Okay. Zangmaster was agreeing that it was also very quiet.
Okay. Hopefully that fixes things. But yeah, I absolutely adore Mario Galaxy. Mario Galaxy is not even just my favorite 3D Mario game; it is my favorite Mario game.
Mario Galaxy 1, correct?
Yeah, and it's like, and it's that thing of, it's not like Mario Galaxy 2 is bad at all. Like, absolutely not. It just, but that was just the sort of the first time I played that game. Yes. That's your first instance of, having the planet hopping and stuff like that, and then they just sort of iterated on it for the sequel. So far, so good.
I forgot they remade this level.
Well, that's why I wanted to come here first. This is like, everyone's always, and I'm with them. They're like, let's get a Mario 64 remake, And I'm like, we kind of got close to it. Mario Galaxy 2
And Mario Odyssey.
Oh right, what they had
the Mushroom Kingdom,
which is like cool, but that's not really a level.
just basically Peach's castle.
Yeah.
But it's not even like fleshed out in the way that it normally was.
The one disappointment I had with this level is that maybe you were the same deal, Brian, where it's like you play it and you get here and you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, this is so fun, this is such a like nostalgic throwback. But
The wrong music though.
Is it the wrong music?
This is Bob on Battlefield's theme.
Oh, right. I mean, I'm not gonna say no to a Mario 64 remix, but that's what you're saying.
Well, maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe they used the same music, but I don't think they did.
I think you're right. But I remember my big thing was like, you get to this level, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is a sign of things to come. Like, we are gonna get more. We're gonna get more 64 levels. Is kind of what I thought. I was like, this is just the first of many. I bet we're gonna go to a bunch more because it's not like we knew about this before the game came out or anything.
Yeah.
But then this is it. This is the only 64 level.
Which is an interesting choice.
Yeah, I wonder if this is like just the one they felt worked the best with Galaxy's controls.
Oscar is chiming in here saying, sadly, Super Mario Galaxy 2 did not make it to Super Mario 3D All-Stars. And yes, that is the biggest knock on that entire thing. I know that a lot of people were like bummed out that it didn't give like better visuals. It didn't really do much in way of like enhancing the games aside from giving you the non-inverted controls for Sunshine if you wanted to use those. I know you would not personally want to use those, Kyle. But I appreciated the non-inverted controls and also, up-res the textures a little bit. But like outside of that, the biggest complaint was no Super Mario Galaxy 2. And I'm hoping that it makes its way to Switch at some point, but it would be very weird. Maybe even as paid DLC for Mario 3D All-Stars. But then it's like, that's a bummer for anybody who didn't get to pick it up because they delisted it for some stupid reason.
Yeah, that whole All-Stars thing is so dumb. Come on, jump on me, Mom. Oh, just one hit. Is that right?
Well, I guess it is. Otherwise, you just did an ultimate move that nobody had ever heard of. Oh, but wait, here we go.
Here we go. This is cool. I love this because, like, I'm now upside down underneath the level. Like, that's just so freaking cool, man. That's the thing. Like, my thing with Mario Galaxy was always like, Mario's a platformer. It had like they nailed the act of running and jumping as Mario, and I always felt like Galaxy was like, now let's re-examine the platform. Like the jumping part we figured out. Now let's do the thing that you jump on, and that was like the sort of innovative thing to me. At least that's kind of how I always thought about it. And I love it for that reason. It's so fun to just. Oh, I need to jump over these. I love flying around a planet. It's just so cool.
And the way that all the planets have like gravitational pull,
Yeah.
like when you jump around them. Zangmaster is asking, have y'all ever done a Mario Sunshine Super replay? I don't believe we have.
No, I don't.
I think we did Mario 3 as Super Replay, and we did Mario World for replay. But I don't think we've done Mario Sunshine for Super Replay. But that would be a good one, especially if you happen to have 3D All Stars, Kyle. 'Cause that makes it a lot more accessible.
Yeah, I do indeed. Mario Sunshine. This is a pretty common opinion, kind of a boring one, but it's like it's the one I like the least. It's my least favorite 3D Mario. Like every Mario game I have. Oh man, I missed the jump there. I'm still getting the hang of things. I've gotten every star, every shine, every. What are they in Mario Sunshine? Suns or something? I don't remember. But
Shine sprites, right?
Shine sprites, I guess. I always get all of them. Mario Galaxy Mario Sunshine was the only one that I beat. And got all 70 with the 70 shines you need or whatever to beat it. And I was like, I'm good. I don't really want to keep going. It was like too hard. It was like hard without being fun and whatever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, because of that, it's always sort of one I want to get back to. Like, I do want to go and get all the shines in Mario Sunshine.
I'm not a big fan of Mario Sunshine either, to be honest. Yeah, it strayed a little bit too far. I know Nintendo's always, like, innovating with their franchises, like Breath of the Wild, like Ocarina of Time, and then, like, a lot of Mario games will often try new, like, gimmicks, like Odyssey.
Yeah.
But I feel like the flood mechanics and all that stuff just strayed a little bit too far from what I wanted as, like, a follow-up to Mario 64, which was a very pure 3D Mario platforming game.
Yeah. And they had those levels where you didn't have your jetpack or whatever, which were cool, but they were like too hard. It was like I would take a whole game of these if they were a little less challenging. So I don't know what to do. Like, chat, please speak up, because I can go anywhere. I have another save that I kind of just started playing, where I could actually go and make some progress. But here I just have all the levels.
Yeah, let's just do another fun level.
I need to find a Yoshi level. Is there like a good?
Oh God, it has been so long since I've played this game.
I don't want to go to Starship Mario. I just want to go to the different worlds. Isn't there a way to select worlds? Do these have names? Boo Moon. I don't have all the green thing. I haven't gotten all the what are they called? The comets or whatever. It's been a while. Where it's like they make the levels harder and stuff.
So Jelly Banana 99 first of all says, "Hey Brian and Kyle," and then says, "How do you feel about the lack of Rosalina in this game?"
Disappointing.
It is very strange that we get Rosalina in Mario 3D World, but not in this. The direct sequel to, like, the Rosalina show, basically.
Yeah. I'm just gonna pick a random one. Let's
do it. That one looks fun.
Beat blocks.
I love
these are
beat
tough.
blocks.
I wonder if I can do this with half listening. But yeah, prankster. I could try a prankster. These are gonna be really tough. So maybe. Let's jumping in after like.
Let's expose Kyle as a fake gamer.
Oh, I know. You guys will have to remind me how it works, because I thought I got every star in this game. I love flying in through the levels.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Alright, so I know these... Okay, these go with the... I wonder if the trick here is the alternate star makes it so you don't have any control over when the blocks change, but if you play the level normally, it's when you jump, maybe?
Well, they're called beat blocks, so I think they always go on the beat. These in particular. The other one that you're thinking of maybe is like the little the platforms that flip when you jump.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, you can long jump that.
Yeah, being cautious.
Or just play it safe.
I also really...
What's he doing in there?
I also really genuinely like the motion controls, where it's just like a flick of the wrist to do the spin. I think that like is really smart and consistently fun to do.
It is, but at the same time, it's nice to just be able to push a button and have that happen. Like, give it to me as an option.
No, this is gonna get tricky. Okay, I'm getting the physics back for the. I couldn't remember how much I could like stop at mid jump. All right, I'm gonna take this a little quicker now. Which maybe we go to a different level. I don't want to do like an ultra hard level. I want to find a Yoshi level. I'll probably make that jump, huh? I like, this is maybe a weird compliment. I do prefer playing it with at least a nunchuck because I like the octagonal directions, because it makes it easier to lock Mario into like a position, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, this is a game that you definitely need like a joystick for.
Well, I'm saying like as compared to the Switch, which does not have the octagonal like control stick, because like if you want Mario to just run forward, it's easier to lock him into that octagonal position, where if you're playing on Switch, it's a little more fluid, and it doesn't really hurt the game. It doesn't make it harder or easier, but I just prefer it.
I never thought that somebody would say they prefer the nunchuck to like the Switch Pro controller.
It's not the controller, it's the position of, it's the control stick setup. Like, I wouldn't mind a Switch with that little octagonal sort of positioning.
You also prefer inverted controls.
Yeah, I'm a little
very, very true. Get out of there! Okay. Now's the real challenge. Oh, don't be a hero! Despite the fact that you're playing a game where you have to be the hero.
How am I doing? Let's see.
You're doing pretty well so far. Oh no! Okay, get to solid ground.
Alright,
there you go.
Alright. Progress. I mean, it's kind of it is a little awkward to play in my office because I don't really have a lot of distance to, like, you know. Hey, I'm making it work, man. I do both ends.
Oh!
Just go right up there. Alright, we got a save point.
There you go, okay. They tempted you with that question block.
That's right. I don't know. See that?
Okay, now we've got this Hubert section here.
I feel like Hubert was like weirdly in a lot of movies, like people.
Despite nobody born after like 1990 knowing who he is.
Yeah, like he's in Wreck-It Ralph and that terrible Adam Sandler movie where he has to play like Donkey Kong to save the planet, Kevin James or whatever. Like Hubert's like a major character, and it's like, what?
Let's be real about that movie Pixels, by the way. That's just a Futurama episode. That's all that is.
That's right, it is. One of them did it better than the other, I won't say who.
Yeah. I very much like that Futurama episode. Which, by the way, I think today they announced new episodes coming to Futurama in June.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like, I guess we finally have a date. Was it June 24th that I saw? Maybe I'm misremembering what I read. But...
So I guess I did that
good
wrong,
job, Kyle.
because I didn't get the green comet. I just don't remember how those work, is what it comes down to.
Yeah, you've played it a lot more recently than I have. And from the looks of it, a lot more thoroughly. I did not collect all the
Yeah, are you a
stars.
completionist when it comes to Mario?
No. The closest I've come is probably Mario World. I think I 100%ed back in the day. And then...
Mario 64, so right?
I mean, yeah, but like, I didn't like... I probably played that religiously more so when I was a kid.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, when you were a kid, you probably...
Yeah. I was more about, like, going on AOL keyword N64 and finding all the codes that... And I printed them all out in a binder. And then... only to find out that pretty much every single one of them was fake.
Oh, no.
That's the internet in the mid to late 90s for you.
God, that was a thing. I had that too. I had a whole binder of codes that I printed out for every Super Nintendo game I owned. Those at least were more likely to be real.
I mean, even like you would buy like books of cheat codes, like at the bookstore or like Walmart or something, and even then a lot of them were fake. I remember like I bought like some like ultimate cheats guide for N64 games, and like it was like here's how you can play as Luigi in Super Mario 64, and it was just like an impossible task to complete. And now, years later, we all know it's fake.
I guess they just, just print anything you wanted back then, I guess.
Certainly don't allow for that now on certain social media platforms.
Do you think that this right here is why we don't have Galaxy 2 on Switch?
I feel like they could remedy this by just having him lock on to the next one and have it so you just control it with like one of the analog sticks.
But like, that's a pain though. That's programming. That's like a month of programming, right?
Yeah, well, they're asking for money.
No, hey, I don't know. I'm not saying.
Not like they're just giving it to us for free.
Is this I can just change into Luigi anytime?
Luigi.
Hey, does he?
jumps-
I forget. Does he control differently in this one?
Yeah, he jumps
Oh,
a
yeah.
little further.
He's
and
a
higher.
little bit slippery.
Yeah, I think he's slower too. Maybe. Let's try levels Luigi. Any requests for levels? We already did Throwback Galaxy.
Jelly Banana says, I always thought making Mario's head the hub world was an interesting choice.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Why would his head be the hub world? I don't know.
Clearly, he is the lord of this universe.
Hightail Falls. Fly to this galaxy. Let's do the pokey. Alright. Why wouldn't it though? Great point, Zenkos.
I mean, it's Mario's galaxy. We're just living in it. Oh, a prankster comment.
Green stars. That's the thing, I don't know how these work.
You gotta get all of them.
I think you have to they're like hidden in the level or something.
Yeah, it's like the green coins in other games, or red coins, or whatever color coins they are. I forget. I think they're green.
I think this is a Yoshi. These are like one of those racing ones.
Were you a wonderful 101 guy?
No.
Neither was I. Same here. For some reason, I thought you might be, but
Not really.
But Oscar brought up that Platinum Games surprise released free DLC for the remastered version today.
Oh, weird. Alright. Okay, so let's see.
Every single song we've had in like the 3 levels we've played have been remixes of past Mario games. Just an interesting note.
How does this work? These are like weird racing levels. Controls are so good. It feels great. It feels good. It's a good game. I wish, I think I would be excited if, whatever comes next for Mario, like if they were like, you know what, surprise, we're doing Mario Galaxy 3, I would be so happy. Like if they're like, not Odyssey 2, Galaxy 3.
But still, no way to play Mario Galaxy 2 on any modern platform.
Right.
Sorry.
Do you think, at this point, it's, whatever's coming next for Mario, a new title, right? It's not going to be Odyssey 2, right?
I don't know. I mean, we got a sequel to Breath of the Wild. All that I know is that within 6 months it will be delisted and there's no way to buy it.
But I mean, the question I guess comes down to like, how did what is this? How did Odyssey sell? It was
It's
Odyssey
like the
best-selling?
6th best-selling Switch game.
Because Breath of the Wild was like far and away the best-selling Zelda. So like that makes sense. It's like, oh yeah, we got a new sequel. But I don't think Odyssey was like this. Odyssey was more like a par for the course almost, where it was like, yeah, we love it, it's great, it's Mario, but it doesn't. I don't think it really moved the needle any more or less than a past Mario. Does that make sense?
I mean, in terms of, I'm looking at a.
Let's try this again.
Let's see, I'm looking at a Nintendo fandom page, and excluding the Mario Kart games, which are listed alongside the other Mario games, which I think is very unfair.
Yeah.
It is the 4th best-selling mainline Mario game.
So what's the
It's
best?
behind Super Mario Brothers on NES,
Okay.
New Super Mario Brothers on DS, New Super Mario Brothers Wii on Wii, obviously, and then Mario Odyssey with about 26 million copies. But it beat out New Super Mario Brothers U. It beat out Super Mario World. It beat out Mario 3 and Mario Galaxy, both entries.
Oh, it did both galaxies? Okay.
According to that, let me see if there's another less
I'll go this other way.
less editable page that will tell me like official details.
Yeah, it's always tough with game sales to get truly official numbers. But I think that is a big dictator for them. I mean, for any video game company, you know, it's like, do we... Whatever these things are. What are these things? But I would be perfectly happy with... oh, come back here, Yoshi. Do I have to jump on him? Okay. I would be totally... I think really what I would truly want is like, just whatever, Mario... You know, new name. It doesn't have to be a sequel or anything. You know, just new mechanics. You know, what they usually do with Mario, where it's like they just try weird stuff. You know?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's sold about 26 million copies.
Which
is
Odyssey?
Odyssey.
Okay.
Which is very good.
Yeah.
Makes it the 6th best-selling Switch game of all time.
6. Oh, remember we were discussing recently.
Yep.
If we thought Tears of the Kingdom was going to break into there. And I feel like at least my prediction was like kind of pessimistic. Like it'll still sell really well, but won't really be like, and I don't think it'll outsell Breath of the Wild, I think is what I said. But now I feel like I'm already eating my words.
I have since amended my prediction.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I sold a third of what Breath of the Wild sold, but in 3 days.
Yeah. So I think it's in good shape to kind of be in that top 5, certainly, right? I don't remember exactly. We'd have to listen back to that conversation. I don't remember.
I mean, Tears of the Kingdom is already in the top 20 of Switch sales lifetime.
Oh, this is bad news bears. Okay, here we go.
Oh.
We're trying to get that star to like get out of this level. I gotta knock it in the walls. There we go.
But yeah,
I'm Mario Maker. I don't think we're gonna get another one of those anytime soon.
My current prediction, which is this is a little sneak peek for people who are watching the stream. In 30 minutes, when All Things Nintendo hits podcast feeds, I amend my prediction for where the Tears of the Kingdom lifetime sales will end up.
You can't amend your prediction. You already have a prediction, and we know, and we've seen results. you don't can't change your lottery numbers after they announce the lottery numbers.
I'm amending my forecast for where it is going to end up.
Okay, long term is what you're saying?
Yeah, overall. I think it's going to end up at number 3 overall, which would beat out both Breath of the Wild and Smash Ultimate.
So you're going to beat Smash Ultimate?
Smash Ultimate's not that far ahead of Breath of the Wild.
Really?
Okay. It's about 1 million ahead of Breath of the Wild, a little bit more than 1 million.
And then Mario Kart's just like lapping everybody.
It's a huge jump. It's more than 10 million copies before you get to Animal Crossing, and then another more than 10 million copies to get to Mario Kart. So yeah, it's that's my new fine. If we don't want to call it a prediction, it's my new forecast. I think it's gonna drop in at that 3 spot.
Yeah. Okay. It deserves it.
I mean, it's such a great social media title. That's what ultimately made me think more about it. It's like you see all the people sharing their creations on social media platforms and like Reels and TikTok and everything.
Yeah.
And I think that's ultimately going to drive more sales because it's such a shareable title in terms of like content creation.
Yeah.
And that is a very good sales driver these days.
That's true. Yeah, it's also I think I'm sort of undervaluing, maybe or was undervaluing at the time, the fact that like Breath of the Wild was a big seller, sold right out of the gate, but it is like for people like over time, you know, they came to the Switch late. They didn't buy a Switch. They probably bought Mario Kart 8 like for sure, and then they probably bought Breath of the Wild, you know, a year or 2 later.
Okay.
Actually, I knew a couple people who like hadn't played video games in years who bought a Switch and played Breath of the Wild. I always thought was interesting that for some reason that the combination of the Switch being cool and I don't know, something about just seeing Zelda, 'cause it's not like they were reading reviews or anything. They were just like, oh, new Zelda game. But for some reason, Breath of the Wild just like brought people back in. Okay, these are the kind of levels I just love. Like the kind of thing I would love to see. Like when I say like, oh, it'd be fun if they announced Galaxy 3. Because it would be an opportunity to create more levels like this, which are just like the bizarre. Like I love like being on a planet and falling into
God. Now, do you prefer the camera behind Mario or kind of the isometric view that you get with like this and like Mario 3D World? When it comes to a 3D Mario game.
Yeah. Oh man, because like you're talking about like Odyssey versus
Odyssey /64 versus like Galaxy 2 / Mario 3D World.
I mean, I guess this is kind of in the middle.
Yeah,
right?
this alternates a little bit.
But I'm
talking specifically about this level.
I guess I lean more like I would rather have an Odyssey Mario 64 kind of perspective, I think. And this one kind of has both, right? It has a lot of levels where you have more control of the camera. It has a lot of levels where the camera is locked and taken care of for you. But it's not quite as locked as 3D World. God, look at this guy.
There's the Tears of the Kingdom connection.
Oh my gosh, it is very Tears of the Kingdom. This, by the way, still looks so great. This is I'm playing on a Wii U, which I don't think really improves the visuals too much. Maybe it does. Maybe I'm not giving it a good. Do I shoot these red spots?
Probably. Oh, when he comes out, maybe like try to spin it. Spin it.
I missed it. I think that was it though. Oh, it gets stuck and goes back in. Okay, that's what it is. Alright. See that? Like running around with a pen like this? Just so there we go. I got it. Are they supposed to be black?
Probably.
Oh boy. Oh!
Maybe those bars are why ultimately we did not get Mario 3D World or Mario Galaxy 2 and 3D All Stars. They couldn't figure out how to change those bars back to black.
It was like the expansion pack for Donkey Kong 64. You know that story?
No.
Supposedly, I don't know confirmation, but supposedly Rare just could not figure out how to get Donkey Kong 64 to work without the expansion pack. Like, they finished the game, it was going great, it looked great, played great, all that stuff, they were happy with it. But the expansion pack, like, had to be plugged in for it to work. And it just, like, they never really figured out why. And so they shipped the game with an expansion pack. That's why Donkey Kong 64 comes with an expansion pack. It just won't work without it.
I do actually remember that. I actually think I saw something that like somebody had debunked it.
I could totally see that being debunked, because that's a big, expensive decision to make for like a programmer just not being able to figure something out, you know. So I've always been skeptical of it, but I like the idea of it, you know.
Oh man.
Oh, we got Marcus in the chat, who I thought was too busy to be on replay today. Couldn't stream, was working on a review, and but suddenly he could tune in and comment. I'm just kidding. You're working. Just want to express my undying love for Galaxy games, and hope beyond hope they port this game to Switch. Yeah, I would love to come to Switch. I mean, at this point, it would have to be a dedicated release, right? Like, it's just like, we're bringing Mario Galaxy 2 to Switch, I guess, as a standalone game. Like the same way, presumably, they'll do Wind Waker at some point. I don't know.
Again, I would not mind if it was like a thing of DLC for Mario 3D All Stars, but also relist 3D All Stars.
I kind of like. I don't condone it. Right? That's the right phrasing. I think it's bad. I don't like that they did it. But I could understand the physical copies of it. Like, if they wanted, like, to create additional, like, ultimately, like, manufactured scarcity, right? Like, if
but why
like,
digital then? it's not like people are going to be able to trade that in or anything, or sell it on eBay.
Like it's like if they want it to be this special thing that you can only get for a limited time, like it's like okay, but like to just not even have it on the store, it just seems like anti-consumer, frankly. But I don't think it would be added to All Stars. I think they're just like they shipped that and they're done with it. I don't think they looked back. You know what I mean?
This is currently looking at Mario 3D All Stars on eBay. We have copies ranging from $50 to $100.
Yeah, and you gotta be careful with eBay because like you can list it for anything. You know, you can list it for $1,000. You gotta look on like exclusions.
I am looking at $1,000 listing of the game.
Yeah, like they just, but I'm sure it has not sold on eBay for $1,000 ever.
Oh, that would be insane.
Because that's the other thing. It's like ultimately, it's not that hard to find, right? Like it came out. They made it clear that it wasn't going to be there forever. What are you?
I was finding copies of it at Target for. Yeah, this is the one you were talking about where you jump and you spin and the platforms move. I was finding copies at Target for 3D All Stars for like probably a year and a half after it was like delisted.
Oh, wow. Oh, here we go. Boom. I love that. That is another one of those things that just feels really good. It's like spinning a Goomba and then kicking it. Like, it's just great.
Zangmaster asks, what game would you cross Mario with? My answer is certainly not the Rabbids.
Yeah. Well, at the bottom of that list would be the Rabbids. Yeah, no, that's funny because that is like.
It's a very good game, but it's also like I would almost rather it just be a Mario strategy game instead of Mario and Rabbids.
Yeah, I guess Nintendo, they were insistent. It's like, no, you got to have another character in there. We can't just have you make a Mario strategy game. The crossover Mario things are good when they're like not platformers, right? Because like one answer might be like, oh, you should cross over with Sonic and have like a platforming adventure, but it's like at that point you're just gonna want one. Like you either want a Sonic game or you want a Mario game. So like I think
that's literally what Shigeru Miyamoto told me when I asked him about that.
Oh, really?
He was like, yeah, like my only mandate basically when we finally were able to do this was like it can't be a game that's like feels like a Mario game or feels like a Sonic game, so I don't want it to be a platformer.
So this was like for the Olympic Games?
Yeah, when like because I mean they've done other stuff since like Smash and all that stuff, but like and the Olympics are the big one, but
I mean to be fair, like,
that was
props to Miyamoto, like that was a polite thing to do. Like because if you were like playing a game with like Sonic things or Mario level platforming caliber stuff, and then Sonic was in there like gumming up the works, it would just make Sonic like he would just look really bad. So like Miyamoto was trying to protect his reputation. It was really nice of it, is what I'm saying.
Although it would be kind of cool to have like the two distinct play styles of Mario being like the good platformer and Sonic just like, oh, if you want to go through this level fast, you can choose him.
If you want to like it to feel bad and not be fun.
There's that green again.
I don't know, maybe it's supposed to be. But yeah, the more interesting fun things are like weird, unexpected mashups. Like I don't know. I'm trying to think of other like.
I know, I'm trying to think too.
Because like I can only kind of think of other Nintendo franchises. It's like, well, I don't really want Mario to like overlap with Star Fox. Like I don't know. That just feels like putting a square peg into a round hole. But like, is there like Mario and like Jak and Daxter? But that's like another platformer. Like Mario Call of Duty.
I'm like looking around my little office that I'm in right now, like trying to think of like other franchises. I have a ton of gaming stuff around here. Yeah. Like I'm thinking like I know that we've gotten Mario RPGs before, but that's the one that immediately sticks out. Like have Square Enix make another Mario RPG.
You know what would be fun actually? A Mario action RPG. Which is like I actually don't really know what that is. Is it jumping on Goomba heads or is it like doing punches and stuff? Like that would be fun. That would be like a weird, surprising thing.
I've often thought about like a Mario fighting game, but not like in the Smash Brothers style, more in like the Street Fighter style, where it's like a traditional 2D fighter with like life bars and everything.
Let's see. Oh, we talked about going to. How much time? Like 20 minutes. Maybe trying to find
The ultimate
the
hard
hardest
level.
You know what I mean? Which I don't remember what it is in Galaxy 2. Because Champions Road is the sort of the one that's very easy to remember from 3D All Stars. Like, once you mess around in Champions Road, like it's an experience you never forget.
Have you beaten it?
Champions Road?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's a tough cookie.
I mean, like I said, Sunshine is the only Mario that I didn't get every. Like I like to complete Mario. I love trying to get 100%.
That's impressive.
The Odyssey has a really tough like last level too, which is a lot of fun. I think there's actually a video on the site of me and Reiner tackling it. Like I played it, and Reiner sort of cheered me on.
Roasted you. Oh, that's so unlike him to cheer you on. Normally he's praying for your downfall.
But yeah,
go to that one. That was a fun one.
Which one?
The Square Galaxy.
Let's do it. Champions Road I did on my own. It took me days, like, which is crazy. Like usually the hard stuff like maybe takes an hour or two, but I was like trying Champions Road for like a long. Look, I got the green stars here too. How did I do
Wow.
that?
Well, this isn't the final one. This is just a fun little area.
But yeah. So that was Champions Road. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think I asked you. Did you finish Champions Road? Or did you?
No, I don't think so. Maybe I did on the Wii U, but I definitely did not on the Switch playthrough, because I played through the Switch version
I didn't do it
twice.
on Switch, yeah.
And I remember I tried it a few times, and I was like, screw this. Oh, God.
I know. Oh, gosh. There should be a video that you can still find on. Will these come back? Okay, they disappeared.
So Oscar brought up that next week Pokemon Home becomes compatible with Scarlet and Violet. Are you a Pokemon Home user?
No.
I never am.
I haven't beaten Scarlet and Violet, though I did enjoy
Oh, man. I like Scarlet and Violet. Again, the performance problems are definitely an issue, but overall, like, I had a great time with that game. But
Yeah,
like, I've never
I
really
like
used like Pokemon Home or Pokemon Bank or any of those. Like, I don't know. It just feels weird to like, all right, now I suddenly have every legendary in my party. Like, I usually tend to just stick to the ones I can find in the game.
Do I have to, can I not step on these twice? Okay, that's what I thought.
Oh,
I
boy.
think that's how it works. This is, okay. Oh, shoot. Can I just jump on it?
And then do it again, yeah.
No, you have to, like,
Wait, go-
walk onto it.
Okay, we'll go on to one of the green platforms.
Okay,
There you go.
I left that one there because I thought I was doing it. Oh, lasers! I thought maybe I could go underneath it. That was stupid.
It looked like you might have. All right.
I need some hearts here. Now these guys I can. I'm doing this one. What were we talking about?
Pokemon Home.
Pokemon Home. Oh yeah. No, Pokemon Home's cool. I'm glad it exists, but I just don't get into the sort of long-term that way.
Oh no! You gotta play this smart. There's one straight ahead. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
No!
Uh-oh.
Damn it!
Uh-oh.
Damn it!
That was a sniper shot from that thing.
Jeez. Can I take out those lasers, I wonder?
I mean, that would be helpful, but you don't have to keep playing this level. We can move on. We only have about 14 minutes left on this stream.
Yeah,
Try it one more time. Oh, Kyle.
Oh! And I didn't get the coin there. I'm sorry.
You are a shell of your former self. This isn't the Kyle that I know could beat Champions Road.
Oh, I was talking about Champions Road. I beat it on my own, which is like tough. That ain't easy. But I think, and I believe you can still find out. I don't know why you wouldn't. It's not a video, but you can find a video of myself and Dan Riker, Giant playing it together, and we did get through it. We got to like the end, but we ran out of time.
I do remember watching that when it came out.
And it was like, there's that thing, the way the level works is like you kind of get to the end. Like
you're in the pipes.
You're like in the pipes going to the end. And oh my gosh, here's my friend.
Oh no! Get out of there.
Yeah, we were like traveling through the pipes to the end where it's like you got through all the hard stuff. Like you did it. But we ran out of time, so we died. I was like, oh my god, this freaking level. Let's see, return to map.
They knew exactly what they were doing with those pipes, too.
Oh, yeah.
Because they make that timer so strict.
Yeah. Because, yeah, the trick, the one advantage of playing alone is that Twisty Trials. That sounds tough.
Is that there's no idiot in your way to
slow you down, because you can like kind of lean on like picking the other person up if they fall off the cliff or something, like if you're playing co-op, so that makes your time take longer. But if you're playing alone, you just die when you die. So yeah, Champions Road, super fun. Yeah, I wonder if we're kind of neglecting Bowser's Fury. I do wonder if Bowser's Fury is
that game is so good.
I love it. Yeah, is kind of the template for what we maybe can expect from the next mainline Mario. Like maybe it's like an expanded iteration on that. Maybe.
I mean, honestly, I've been putting forth that theory for a while.
Yeah.
I think that it's going to be kind of that open world template. And that's ultimately what we're going to get. Or maybe just giant open worlds, like, alright, you go to this one, it's themed after this, you go to this one, it's themed after that, but Nintendo seems to be on kind of an open world kick with, like, the Zelda franchise proving so successful.
Yeah.
And Bowser's Fury, obviously, was pretty cool.
What am I doing here? What are we doing here? Where do I go?
You did it! You completed it!
It's giving me a tutorial to spin. It's like, yeah, I know. This is like the last level in the game. Oh, interesting. Okay, can I go back?
Nope.
Oh, too bad. I wanted to see if I could get that green star. Because I think that's what it is. It's like they're kind of hidden in weird places. That's the trick. Oh, what happened there?
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa!
Alright.
Kyle, I worry about you every single day.
Oh, thank you, Brian.
It's not a good thing.
Just like that. It's not a good thing. Alright, so you see the green star there?
Yeah. So just drop down. You're fine. You're fine.
There we go. Okay, so like that's what the green stars are. I guess I haven't gotten all the green stars though. Like I thought I had gotten everything, but I guess I must have gotten everyone, but not all the green stars, if that makes sense. Like that's where I didn't complete the game in that sense. I do want to go back to that level though, because I think that's like the last level.
So
Flip out Galaxy. Where's
Yeah.
my pointer?
Uh-oh.
It's cool, I didn't want Starbits anyway. Chain Whippin' says, Beat Champions Road did not beat Dark Side of the Moon. What is Dark Side of the Moon? What is that?
That's Odyssey.
That's Odyssey? Okay, then I did do that one. Although I did not find it as hard as Champions Road. Some say if you don't beat it with Toad, it doesn't count. Like, as in, Toad is the hardest one to beat it with, I think, Champions Road. I beat it with Rosalina.
Well, Toad doesn't jump as high, I think. He's fast, but he doesn't jump very high.
I mean, I could see that being very difficult.
Rosalina is kind of the cheat code, right?
Because the thing about Rosalina is she can basically triple jump.
Yeah.
That like wasn't challenging at all. I'd like to climb up there. Oh, is it a race? Is that what makes it tough?
Uh-oh.
Or is he the... He's the green star. You know what I mean?
No, they will kill you.
If I touch them?
I don't know. Or is this like your previous runs, maybe?
No, no way. This is, I think, I need to beat them. Alright, hit checkpoint there.
See, they will hit you.
Yeah, they did hit me. Ow. I don't know why I thought that was like...
Is that a Yoshi? It's a fat... No, it looks like a Yoshi almost, but it made a sound that sounded like a Yoshi.
Oh, I thought I could get underneath it. God, Brian, this game still feels so good. Like, I'm like playing hard levels right now, but I'm just still loving it. So I wonder if this will work.
Yeah, jump and then spin.
Okay.
There you go.
Get away from me.
Watch out. Oh.
Boo, boo, boo.
Come on, Kyle. I believe in you. You've got 8 minutes. You've got 8 minutes. I believe in you.
I don't think it's longer than this.
You think?
Way fat Yoshi. Jesus.
Is that what that is? Like, I can't really tell. Uh-oh.
Oopsie daisy. How do I only have 3 lives? What was I doing? I must have been like just trying the hard levels and stuff. I keep timing it where this thing is like right next to me.
Yes, that's good idea, yes. Now don't do the double jump here.
Oh, go away, spikes. Oh, they follow me perfectly. That's what it is.
Okay.
So if I kind of inch around, I can stay away from this. Okay. You just can't stay still very long. It's kind of interesting, I think. Maybe I can do this. I gotta say,
Oh no!
right as I take damage and almost fall off the edge. This isn't like insanely hard. To the point where I'm like, is this like a last level?
Oh god.
I'm all like, this is nothing. I'm doing fine. And then I like immediately take damage and die. How do I wait for the things here? And I made it far enough.
Come on. At least there's checkpoints, unlike Champions Road.
Yeah, that's the tricky thing with Champions Road. No.
Oh no!
I'm alright. Don't worry about Kyle. I know Brian worries about me all the time, apparently.
Just constantly. You gotta get over to that other side.
Oh, stupid alternate me's.
Ah!
This game's good. Bring it to Switch, please. I know you're busy counting your money for Tears of the Kingdom.
And Mario movie.
Oh, yeah, they're like, we haven't even finished counting our Mario movie money.
Oh my god! It's like a Scrooge McDuck platforming.
I know. That actually is pretty impressive. Well, I'm gonna get a game over. I'm either gonna beat the level or I'm gonna get a game over.
I know which one I'm betting on.
I feel like you're betting the wrong way. Alright, let's see. Okay.
Oh boy.
I was trying something there. That didn't go well.
What do you think, Rosalina? Our third mic.
I was looking for a picture in there. I wanted Rosalina to experience Mario Galaxy too. I mean, I never got to. See, I thought I could skip 2. Alright, hold on.
Why did you butt slam?
I don't know. Oh, you know what? Actually, I do know. In my head, the thought was that, like, maybe it would make me stay in the air for just a second longer. To the point where I could, you know, I could do that.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Yes!
Hey, that counts as a win.
That counts, yeah. What do you say we go back to like an early level and you can really show off your skills, Kyle?
I mean, I don't know. I got the green star. I'm feeling pretty good
No,
about that.
it was embarrassing.
You know what I'm kind of like sort of excited about is like realizing that I have a bunch of those kind of stars that I could go and get. Like I have an excuse to play Mario Galaxy 2.
You completed that galaxy now. That's what it said anyway.
Oh really? I didn't realize I hadn't completed it.
You didn't have that green star.
Is there not a way to just look at the... Do I have to go through everything?
Zoom out.
Okay, there we go. That's way better. See, I wonder... All those... Does that mean I got every green one in every level up to this point? Let's see. Because there were some... Okay, see, then it's like here is where I start not... Oh, you know, looks like I got a lot of them, actually.
No, I think the green means they're still there.
Oh, you think so?
Kyle,
Yeah,
you oversold how complete you were with this game.
I know, I'm embarrassed. Alright, so what should we do? Should we do...
I think Yoshi Star Galaxy.
Alright, let's do it. Okay. Oh, I have to like, click it. Yeah, that'd be a good place to do it. This must be where you meet Yoshi.
No, that was Super Mario World.
Have you watched the Mario movie again since it became available to stream digitally?
No. I realized how fatigued I was from watching it that many times. What is it? I think I've seen it 3 times in the span of a week and a half.
Right when it was in theaters or whatever.
Guys, so I went to a screener about 2 weeks before it came out. Then I went to the actual premiere in Los Angeles, and then I went to an actual like theater when it was out.
So you did go just for funsies at least once.
Oh.
I went with my family. My wife basically fell asleep for the whole movie.
Good use of money.
And then when we bought it when it came out digitally recently, and she basically fell asleep again exactly where she left off.
Poor and Curly brings up a good question here. Which port would you want the most? Would it be Mario Galaxy 2 or would it be the Wind Waker Twilight Princess HD collection?
Oh, the Zeldas. I think I would rather have the Zeldas. What about you?
I think I'm there too. Like, I don't know. Like, this is a fun game to play, and like obviously I want it, but it's hard to beat Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. Oh god. Oh god.
Does this hurt me? What is happening?
No, Yoshi's just getting some action.
Alright, come on, Yoshi. We gotta go over here and get this green star that I never got, I guess. In the earlobe of this mountain. Really showed off a lot of that level.
Yeah, that was an underwhelming final one. We're at 3 o'clock now, Central Time, but let's do one more.
Yeah, we'll do one more. I mean, I can go back to that level. We can play that level a little more. Game's been saved. Let's see. Oh, I want... What is this? Spin Dig? Fluffy Bluff. Sure, let's do this. I'm guessing this is like that cloud power, which is pretty cool.
Probably.
Which I did always enjoy. I thought it was fun. Like, the bee power is like, I don't know, you just kind of fly, whatever. It's fine. It feels good to control him like that and stuff, but I like the cloud power of just like, because it's like, changes how you approach the platforms of a Mario game, in that you create your own platforms. Look at that! Captain Toad.
Hey.
First appearance of Captain Toad? Probably not, right?
Let's figure that out.
He's in Galaxy 1. Because he's like hanging out near Rosalina's house.
Mario Galaxy is his first appearance. What do you think his latest appearance is?
Well, I mean, he's kind of in Mario movie, I guess. If you want to count that. But if we're talking video games, I mean, I guess Treasure Tracker, right? Or is he in Smash Bros. Ultimate for a cameo?
He's in WarioWare Get It Together in 2021.
I enjoyed that game.
It's fine.
See, like
It's not the WarioWare game that I want.
Yeah, I could see that.
But yeah, I had a good time with it, but it was like, I wish this was different.
Oh, yeah. See, just this. The other like just brilliant thing about this game, which extends to Galaxy 1, is like you can't see it now, but like the fact that it's so clearly projected that like falling here will kill you because there's like the black hole down there. It's just smart. It's just like smart design of just like you always have a sense of like where the danger is just by this like visually horrifying.
Or will it give you a secret access somewhere?
It doesn't look like that.
John J. Cruz, who first time in the chat, welcome. Can this game be played on the Switch? And unfortunately not. You can play its predecessor, Super Mario Galaxy, but this is Super Mario Galaxy 2. And it was inexplicably left out of the Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection that came out in 2020.
Do you remember, Brian, the first time you were on a level like this in Mario Galaxy 1 and you did this and just like went
it feels so good.
Freaking orbit. I was like, oh my god, this is it. This is the future of video games. We made it.
And then we never used the mechanic again.
Until the sequel.
This is the sequel.
I know, that's what I'm saying. They did use it again for part 2.
I guess Sonic Lost World kind of tried it a little bit.
I guess technically
it wasn't good.
Ratchet and Clank kind of did it first. They had levels in like the old PS2 games where you could sort of like you would go around like these big things to the point where Insomniac was like, oh, I wonder if Nintendo took what's the word, inspiration from us. And I think someone asked Miyamoto that, and he said, "What's Ratchet and Clank?" I don't know if maybe I have the details wrong, but I swear there was like an E3 interview, which is like a good question. It's like, hey, what did you think of Ratchet and Clank had these similar mechanics to Mario Galaxy? Did you guys like that game or look to him for inspiration? And he was just like, who? Like Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, I'm out of Cloud.
Oh no! And yet you get to keep the cool outfit. You never run out of fireballs, but you run out of clouds?
Yeah, that's weird. Can I get up here? Cloud?
No, you can get up there with Sephiroth though. I just tripped all over myself.
His little pose he strikes when he puts his legs out like that.
Wait, get the power up. You can get more clouds probably by getting the little cloud flower.
But I'm just saying, when he's not Cloud Mario, does he throw his legs up like that?
I don't think so, because he kind of drifts back down slower, I think, when he is Cloud Mario.
Yeah, the Cloud Mario is it's almost like an underrated ability. Like it's not one that people talk about when it's like, what's his best abilities? It's like, oh, Fire Flower, Tanuki Suit, which are like all great, and it's like Cloud is not just like, it's just not as cool a thing as like shooting fireballs, like just on paper, but like mechanically, I almost think it's more fun to do than shoot fireballs at enemies. Like to just spin so a platform appears below your feet. That's great. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's just good aim.
Why did you lose that?
Because I went in the water.
Oh. Chain Whippin' in the chat says, don't usually get to chat with the ATN crew. Hey, that's my podcast.
Yeah,
so I want to say, great podcast, and thank you for a family-friendly podcast I can listen to with the kiddos on my weekend errands.
Yeah, right.
Well, we do our best. Thank you so much for listening.
Gasp herp. Monkey with sunglasses. That's how it goes. So what do you think, Brian? Should we call that a stream? Great look at a fantastic game that should be easier to play, but is still weirdly hard to play on contemporary platforms.
Yeah, it's very interesting. This is in that extremely weird spot where, like, it's not on any of, like, the classic Nintendo Switch Online catalogs because there's no, like, Wii catalog, and it's not re-released in, like, the ways that other, like, Wii U, and other platform games have been released. So it's like, why is this not playable? And it's like, it's kind of in that weird no man's land in between kind of the edges.
I wonder if it's one that because I wonder if they look at it and the sales weren't great compared to Mario Galaxy 1. Maybe there's a drop off for 2.
I mean, there was. I think Mario Galaxy 1 did sell better. I'm bringing up the list here to see if it's really that drastic.
I mean, I think that dictates a lot of those decisions, you know? It's like, oh, it didn't sell as well, people don't care about it, you know, which is like not fair, but you know, bean counters.
I mean, according to this,
Nintendo, Brian, that's how
Mario
you make
Galaxy
decisions.
1 sold about just under 13 million. Mario Galaxy 2 way down below 8 million, like 7.5 million.
See, they probably see that as a huge disappointment. You know, mainline
Especially for how
Mario.
popular the Wii was.
Yeah, so I wonder if that's where they're just like, yeah, people didn't care about Mario Galaxy 2. Why would we port it? It's like, you guys sold 8 million copies. That's good.
I mean, Mario Galaxy 1 outsold Mario 64.
Yeah, and then I guess there was a drop-off, so they were just like, well, screw it. We'll never put a 2 on the end of a Mario again.
Never again.
Oh well. I hope it comes to Switch at some point.
Love it.
If you get a Wii U, you could buy a physical copy of the Wii game. That's probably the only
They used to
way
have a digital
play it.
copy of this that you could play, but
This is digital. This is like how I own it, is digitally, but the stores
you just can't buy that way anymore.
So, oh well. But yeah, love this game. Love the original. I think I do love the original more just for the novelty of it. But
Same.
And I like Rosalina. I like that there was a new original princess character, where like the big, character you meet here is this dude. He's like, who cares about this guy?
Looks like a character that the Ghostbusters would trap.
It's like anytime. It's like I remember playing Mario. Gosh, what was it called? Super Mario for the Super Paper Mario for the Wii.
The Wii.
And it's like its original characters were like geometric shapes. Like they just always like if they're original characters, like they just have to be like a shape or like a color. Like they can't be more interesting or unique than Mario or the pre-existing characters. So it was nice to see Rosalina, who was like, oh, we finally get like a new character added to the Mario canon because like this guy is just like he's just a round star shape. He's not really like a character that I'm gonna see in Mario Kart.
I would argue new characters added to the Mario canon happens too infrequently, whereas new characters added to the Sonic canon happens way too frequently.
Right, there's a middle ground that we gotta strike here, you guys.
We really do. Chain Whippin' also makes a good point that the Wii was a rocket in 06 to 09, but by 2010, people were kind of done with it.
That is true, yeah, because if you either played a bunch of Wii Sports and then it went into a closet, but if you were like, oh, if maybe it got you back into video games, right? Oh, I haven't played video games in a while, but the Wii is great. I played Twilight Princess, now I'm back into video games. A couple years into that, you're like, I'm getting an Xbox. Like, I can't. These games look terrible compared to the modern video games, So that does make sense.
Lords Britannia, who is a first-time chatter, welcome, says, has there been any confirmation or even a rumor as to why this wasn't included in 3D All-Stars? And you had a speculative point that maybe these floating Yoshi areas where you have to like point the Wii remote at like the little berry thing that he's trying to grab might be a reason for it, but I don't know. Like I feel like that's a solvable problem.
I agree. I think it is a solvable problem. This specifically, this is what we're talking about right here. If I can get up here easily. These things right here, where you have
flowers. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Pointer. And like, yeah, they could totally, or just make you have to play. It's like, well, it's a bummer, but you have to play with the Joy-Cons, motion controls with this game. But I think it's just, it would take some effort. Like someone on the payroll would have to sit down and do it, and they didn't have the sort of. I don't know, not money necessarily, but like they didn't have the time or the people available to take the time to try to go into Mario Galaxy's 2 code. I don't know. I'm just making assumptions here. I
mean, I wish that I had more time with him, but like I literally spent an hour with Shigeru Miyamoto and Koji Kondo, and I wish I had time to ask them about this because this is something that I think a lot of people are curious about.
You'll never have enough time with anyone from Nintendo, unfortunately. But they're busy people, so what are we going to do?
Turns out they put out very popular video games.
Yeah,
a lot of people want to talk to them.
And they don't like talking about the past. They just don't. It's not like they're offended by it. They're usually happy to do it, but they're just more excited about what they're working on at the moment rather than reflecting on what's already been done. So,
remember I was asking, because I had an interview with Eiji Aonuma at E3 2019, and I was asked, it was about Link's Awakening, the remake. Mm-hmm. And I remember, like, it was right after Tears of the Kingdom, or what Breath of the Wild sequel was announced, like literally 10 minutes after that was announced. And I got a couple questions in about that. But they were like, yeah, this is about Link's Awakening, nothing else. And I did sneak in a couple questions at the end there, and I got a couple of like tidbits out of it. However, I had a few questions about A Link to the Past, and he was very like kind of like short about it. And then after like the third question, he was like, "Why are you asking me about this?"
Yeah, right? Yeah.
It's like, I didn't direct that game, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm just asking about like your thoughts on that game.
Yeah.
Because it was like an anniversary or something was coming up, and I wanted to write a story, but he was not about it.
Yeah. Well, whatever. Just gotta get the questions in that you can. I already went to this level. I didn't need to come here again. Oh well.
That's all right. We're about to wrap up anyway.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up. Mario Galaxy 2, great game.
Extremely great game.
Might keep playing it now that I
turns
have all
out
these green stars.
Turns out a lot of Mario games are very good.
Yeah, who'd have thought?
I honestly think, like, we'll end on this. I've asked this of you, I think, on All Things Nintendo. It's a great podcast. You should check it out. An episode just hit 12 minutes ago. When do you think we hear about a new Mario game? Because, Tears of the Kingdom was the same year, or Breath of the Wild was the same year that Mario Odyssey came out. It seems like it would be more work to make a new Zelda game than it would be a Mario game. So, do you think we hear about it this summer? Do you think we hear about it next year? Is it a launch title for whatever Nintendo's next console is?
When's Pikmin 4 coming?
That comes out in July?
It'll be like I think it'll be after Pikmin 4. I think
we'll hear about it?
Yeah, I think we hear about maybe a new Mario in like August or September. Maybe.
I think we hear about it at whatever Nintendo does, like when they do their big, like, previously would have been called E3 stream. I think that's when we hear about a new Mario game.
So like
that's
within like a month, you're saying?
I think so. I think by the end of June we will have the knowledge of a new Mario game. That is my prediction.
In my mind, my thought is that Miyamoto would want to just focus on Pikmin first, because that is a Miyamoto franchise, Pikmin. I think he is personally invested in the success of Pikmin, and would rather just make sure that he's focused on that before even talking about new Mario.
I just feel like now that Tears of the Kingdom is out, they can't have like a big, like, this is our summer Nintendo Direct without having it be a big blockbuster announcement, not just like, hey, here's 10 minutes uninterrupted of Pikmin 4.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe that's Metroid. Who knows what's going on with Metroid? Again, another franchise that Miyamoto's not actually personally that invested in, from what I understand. Like Metroid is not a Miyamoto game. Not to say that he doesn't support it, but it's just like, I think he would rather be talking about Pikmin. But we'll see. I hope so. I mean, God, I would love to have it. Right? Like, do a new, repeat, was it 2017? Is that the year where we had a new Zelda and a new Mario in the same year?
What an incredible launch year for the Switch. Also, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is one of the top-selling Nintendo games of all time.
It's so weird that that's the one.
We have to think that not a lot of people played the Wii U version. Relative to Wii U sales, a lot of people played it.
But, Mario Kart is just like, everyone plays Mario Kart. It's wild. Oh, I finally got a game over. Anyway, let's call it here. New Mario announcement coming soon, hopefully. And, Galaxy 2. Great game. All right, Brian. I'm gonna hit the button here.
You're gonna hit the button.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody. And game over with green text. I suppose that's how it's supposed to work, but
maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. Somebody asking if we still hate Mario Party. I gave Mario Party Superstars an 8, so I enjoy Mario Party games on the whole. Yeah, I think Super Mario Party was maybe a little not great, but Mario Party Superstars is very good.
Yeah, I guess as an outlet, we have a reputation of hating Mario Party, but I don't know. All different people here since those days, I guess. Even Brian and I are old timers at this point now, but we weren't even there for those reviews.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, you guys have a good Friday, and go play some Tears of the Kingdom. See ya.
Enjoy.